I am going to discuss today is more my emergency bivvy. Right, hold on a minute. I'm just going to change hands. I've had a new tarp. So when I go walking, I've showed you on some of my videos my running kit and my day pack kit, but I've never shown you my long distance. Well, I've showed you my long distance walking on some events kit, but I've not shown you my kit that I would take if I was, say, going up Scarfell Pike or places like that, going to the Lake District. What I would carry just in case anything happened and we had to stop out overnight, because you never know what the weather's going to be like, or if you have misjudged it and it's got dark and you're not sure about navigating in the dark, which sometimes happens. I mean, especially if you've gone up somewhere high and had to scramble and you've misjudged it and you've got to come down that in the dark, you might not really be very confident in it. So I have a backpack and kit that you've never seen, so I thought I would show it you, and I thought I would test out my new tarp, because I've had a new one. My old one got used for covering the bikes up at an event and has got left in the caravan, and I thought, oh, I'll have a new one, and then that one can stay in the caravan to be used for different things. So we're on a walk this morning, heading for the area that I'm going to do. Oops, sorry about this, the dog's crashing into me. That I'm going to set my tarp up and show you everything that I've got. So I'll be back to you in a bit when we get closer. Do you want to go and have a drink? Good boy. So we're on a bit of a part of the normal walk that we normally go to, and then we're going to go off into the woods to a more secluded place where I can set my tarp up. So I'll be coming back with badger. I'm not bringing them all, because you can't concentrate on setting up when you've got 5 dogs to watch. This is why when I normally go walking, except for our morning walks, our gang walk, or pack walk I should say, I normally only take 2 dogs at a time, because especially when you go up in the peaks and stuff, you've got to be watching them all the time, because you don't want them going and running off the edge of something, or hurting themselves, or bothering other walkers. Not that mine really do bother other walkers, but some people don't like dogs, so you have to be conscious of other people's feelings. And when we do walks where we've got to cross fields with animals in, it's a lot easier if you've only got a couple of dogs to put back on lead. And they're not bad with animals, my lot. They don't, only person that does have a little bit of a meltdown occasionally is little Flynn, but he's only young, and he's normally all right with the horses that he knows. He's a bit barky with horse riders, you know, when they come past you. He's not seen them horses before, don't know them, so tends to be a bit barky. And he's chase mad, so you've got to be aware that if you've got anybody comes past you at any speed, trotting horse, cyclist, he's going to go and chase them. So walks aren't as peaceful as if you went out on your own, but if you take Badger and Rex, don't have no trouble. Bomb-proof Badger, aren't you bomb-proof? Hey, really good boy Badger is, don't have any problems, can let him off. Yes, this is the young mad pup, aren't you? Now I'm pointing the camera at you, you're not being silly, are you? He's got too much testosterone running around that body at the minute, just coming to maturing age. And we don't very often take the girls up into Derbyshire. For a start, if it's cold, we have to wrap them up and put coats on them and things, but the biggest problem is they like to run, and they like to run fast everywhere, and Freya at distance. So, and if you go somewhere where there's birds, oh, they're so distracted, you know, they're all over the place. So it's not a nice walk. And even though Freya and Kira will walk on the lead, it's not the thing to be on the lead all day. And I think rather than being on the lead all day, they much prefer to be snuggled up on the sofa. So if I'm going hiking, it's mostly collies that we take. So we're still round the ponds where we normally walk, and I'm going to switch this camera off and come back to you when we go to this secluded spot that I found that I can do a bit of setting up on my tarp. Right, we're going to go to the top of here, and the dogs are already up there, but Kira, oops, that's with me. And to tell you the truth, I don't feel very fit this morning for climbing up big hills. I think I've got too many clothes on. I saw the snow and so put extra clothes on. Go on, Kira. And I don't think I needed them because I'm toasting, because I've got 2 pairs of trousers on and 3 tops on. This bit's a bit steep. See, the dogs make short work of it. Look at that. Right. Make sure I don't slip on this bit. I know, Kira, you're in my way. How can I get up here without right, now I can't breathe. I'm far too warm. I might have to take some clothes off. Far too warm. But gonna head down here there's a place where quite a few people camp, wild camp, but they don't always leave it as they found it. Oops. Mad dogs this morning, totally mad dogs. I could actually put it up on here if I wasn't going to stop the night, but if you want to be a bit more hidden, then we'll go down to the place where quite a few people camp, into these woods here. So it's not that cold actually. Don't know whether I'd really want to stop out the night at the minute without having to bring absolutely tons of stuff and all my really thick sleeping bags and everything. But here we go, here's the path. Dogs know where they're going, don't you, dogs? He says, we don't really know where we're going, Mum, it's just that we're following a path. There's a lot of deer. What are you doing, Rex? How many times have I told you not to roll in the bracken? There is a lot of deer around here, so you get a lot of paths that's made by the deer, especially when they're going down to the river. Because you'll follow a path and it'll just stop at the river, so you know it's the deer. Because people don't just walk down well, they don't, but there's plenty of places. Let me swap around. There's plenty of places for people to go to the river without having to trample through waist-high bracken to do it. So you know it's deer. Oh, I've got, look at this. Bird dog. Hey, bird dog again. You always know where the birds have been. So, sorry about this. I've got to kind of find the path. It's gone. Hold on, I can see. I think I can see. Hang on a minute. I've got a dog that's hunting. Yeah, the tail going. I know. You can smell them, can't you, Kira? You can smell them. That tail is a sure sign that she can smell birds. Mostly pheasants around here, isn't it? Hey, wait a minute. Freya's already in there hunting pheasants. All right, I'm going to switch you off a minute so I can just get through all this undergrowth. Right, here we go again. This is what I said about people leaving all the camping stuff and things. That's a tent, or part of a tent. And we'll go down here, down this path. This is a favourite spot, and I can see rubbish already. You probably can't see the beer cans, but there's you can see it from here. There's a blue plastic something over there. Probably have to get a bit closer. You see the blue? We might be crawling underneath the tree. And this. There we are, look. Just put my foot on a beer can. Just look at this mess. There is, oops, keep the dogs off it, plastic bottles, glass bottles, another tent, more beer cans. That's it. These are all the plastic bottles, look. Just look at that. Absolutely disgusting. So we come back round. It's a little bit more open in the winter than it is in the summer. Normally you see in the summer you can't see into here, and so people camp and they can't be seen from anywhere else, and it's quite a nice bit of a view off the edge of this down there where the dogs are just flying down. And the other thing we have is motorbikes, and this has been done by the motorbikes. You can see you spot any type of little path because the deer go down there, and recently the motorbikes have spotted it and made a right mess. And now it's been cut away like this. The rain will wash all this down there, and so it'll make it even worse. Right, so when we come back this afternoon with just one collie, I am going to set up my tarp on a flat area and see if I brought the right size, because, hold on a minute, let me turn it round, because I like to have a ground sheet, and it's a lot better if it's part of the tarp that's over the top of you. So I have a design that I use regular, but this new tarp, I bought it from Army Surplus, and it was quite reasonable, and it was brand new. It had not been used. So as I love that, and then I got it home, I'm thinking, is it the right shape, size for what I want? So I'll leave that for now, because I'll not give away how I put my tarp up. I'll leave that for when I do it, so you can see. And it's got to be big enough to get at least one dog in as well. So we're going to have a bit of an experiment, and if it's too small, I'll have to buy a new one. But I bought it because it wasn't too heavy, but it was quite substantial, if you know what I mean. But quite enough. It was quite thick, well made. So we'll get off, and after I've walked my mum's dogs, I will do a quick show you of the kit, and then we'll head down here. So see you later. What are you boys doing? Hey? Having a rest? You tiring them out, Freya? Here are you. Come on then. Come on then, you up. Going to show you my rucksack for multi-day walking, wild camping, normal camping for that matter. I've got a different rucksack to what I have for my day walking, and a different lot of kit, so I will get on and show you them. So this is my rucksack. We have the first bit. This is like a bum bag type thing. You can attach it to the rucksack by this connection. Oops. Like that. Or this connection. Or even this connection. So you've got multiple choices. You can attach things to the front as well. Little pocket at the front, little pockets at the sides. Again, shove things, fasten things. In. So I really like this because it gives me the option of using it as a day walking belt, and I can just shove things in and attach things to the front. These fit on the sides of the rucksack like this. That just fits onto the side. I've just took it off of this side, so that's that one. Back, it's not got the frame in it like my other rucksacks, but it's got a handle on the top. It's got that many things you can attach to it, and this is the idea, that you can attach things to everything. Water pouches, just put your water bottles in here. You can attach things to the front again, so you could be packed right up if you wanted to. So I like this rucksack for this reason. As you can see, it's quite big. It's got a little flap in that side, and then it's got another big pocket at the front with a little net bag in, so it's quite good for partitioning your stuff off. But what I do like about it is this stuff's quite nice, very nice and light. The whole bag's probably not ever so light, but I'm not going for complete lightweightness. This is my first aid kit for multi-day camping, wild camping, events, or even sometimes in the caravan. It's quite good. Opens up, and there is absolutely everything. Well, I don't know whether you can see this, hold on. Absolutely everything you can think of in here. I'm not going to get everything out. It's all the normal first aid kit, including scissors to cut you out of clothes, and my mouthpiece for first aid, because I used to be a first aider, so everything I would need for anything really, to stop blood, keep people warm, everything is in here. Every type of bandage you can think of. And what I like about this is, again, you've just seen the rucksack. It fits onto the rucksack. You just clip it on, and then you're away. And if you need it, or anybody else needs it, so say if I was walking and a friend saw somebody fall and would only have to kind of run up to me, grab it off my rucksack, and we'd be away, because you wouldn't have to go in the rucksack looking for things, and that's what it's designed for. Same when I'm cycling, it can be clipped on to a rucksack, and then it's there on the back for anybody to use. So, you know, if you've got somebody more experienced than me in an accident at first aid, you just have to grab this off the back of my rucksack and pass it to them, and they'd have everything they need in here. So that's one thing. And seeing as I've got two the same, this one's got, which is obvious, it's got the first aid badge on, which just comes off if I decided not to put my first aid stuff in that pouch. So this one is my new, hold on, my new tarp. Pegs, guy ropes and tarp. So we're going to have a experiment with this. We're going to go a walk and see if it's the right size, because I bought it on a whim at I'll put everything back. At an army surplus store, and it had got no sizing or anything on it, and it was a bit awkward to kind of open it up in the shop because it's they don't look quite big. So I just bought it. I think it cost me £7, so that's not very expensive, even if it's not the right size. So that's that. And then this is my bivvy bag. I have got a big bright orange bivvy bag, plastic bivvy bag for emergencies, which if you was in an emergency situation and you was outside without the bivvy bag, without this bivvy bag, it comes in handy. But this that's my bivvy bag. So I'm not going to open it up completely. I will open it up when I get the top set up. So now I've got to find a way to squish it back in this bag. Probably like this. So I don't want to empty it and get it all fluffed up and get air in it if I'm going to go off and do some experimenting. Can't get it. I can get it back in. I can. There we are. Not that hard, was it? And as you have seen before in some of my videos, I've got a selection of different waterproof bags of different sizes. Lots of different sizes, look. And this one's really good. It's waterproof, and it's a compression. It put my sleeping bag and stuff in here and squeeze it up. So I really like this. This is my stove, and I'm going to make myself a wind protector for it. There we are. When I get around to it. So I just need me gas, and they just pull out like that. Like that. It has got an ignition system on it, but I always carry there it is, it's just there, press that. I always carry a lighter, matches. I haven't got a lighting steel, but I have got matches in a waterproof bag, and a really good lighter, so if that fails I've got something. So it's not ever so big, just need a small thing of gas, and It's quite light actually. I know they do smaller ones, but the idea with this one was that, seeing as it's quite flat on the bottom, I'll just put it away now, but it's a little bit more stable when you put it on the ground, because I've had ones that fall over all the time, drive you around the bend. I've got a bigger camp stove that comes in a box about this big. It's too big for hiking, but it's ideal for the car, well, the van. And that normally goes with this cook set. This cook set I wouldn't cart with me unless I was going on quite a few days camping. I've ordered a small mug just to boil tea, you know, boil water for tea. So, but this comes all apart. There's some more bits inside. All fastens up. So if you was going on 3 or 4 days, it might be worth carting this with you, so you can cook your food. Right, I think that's it. I have got lots more kit. I need to go and fetch my hiking poles from upstairs. I'm going to bring my big ones. I've got some lightweight ones that just fasten up into a small bag. They come apart, fasten together. But I'm not bringing them. I'm bringing the more sturdy ones because they'll be better to put the tarp up with. Right, let's go a walk. Decided to come out of the woods, so you're about to see, because it was a bit dark in there. So this area looks a bit flat. I wouldn't wild camp here because everybody could see you, but quite a few dog walkers kind of wander about. So I think where Flynn is. Are you posing, Flynn, for where I'm going to put it? We're going to put it about there, are we? Right. So we'll get started. I don't know, I'll have to find a brick to put my camera on so it's not on the floor. Well, I was planning on filming me putting my different designs up. So I left my camera on a rock so it wasn't too close to the floor while I messed with the tarp, and it didn't last very long before one little flinny boy decided that he was going to investigate the camera. Now this is the design I used with my old tarp, and you can see from this is far too small a tarp for this design. But to show you the idea is that you've got a pole in the back to hold it up and a pole at the front, and you have doors. And well, it would work if you was a dog. The dog could sleep in it without no problem. In fact, 2 dogs could sleep in it without no problem. But that's the idea of one tarp makes a ground sheet and a top. But I need a lot bigger tarp to do that design. So I'll have to find my old one back out again from the caravan. But in an emergency we could make it into a different design, and the bivvy bag would have to go onto the floor. You can see that's a better view of the inside. You could curl up in it, but you couldn't lay flat. Your feet would be sticking out. But if you needed to just get out the rain, you could curl up in there. So this is the other design, and if you can see, it would be long enough because this top's not ever so, it's longer than it is wider. This is the problem. So you can get your feet all the way down to here in your bivvy bag, so that won't be a problem. And when you'd crawled in there and sorted the floor out, you'd only have the top part that you wasn't on the top, so that wouldn't be too bad, especially if you'd got a roll mat. It depends what you'd brought with you. If it was an emergency shelter, this would work. And this was the idea about buying this small lightweight tarp. So yeah, I could get in there with my bivvy bag and not have any trouble. I need to fasten the bottom down though, but I reckon that would work. And you can still shut the flaps. I know they don't come right down to the floor, but you could tie them off at the bottom, and then that would stop the rain coming in. It's only one person size, definitely. I wouldn't get a dog in there. Well, I don't know. A dog would sleep on top of me if I'd got a dog with me. We would get in. So we will might try this. Well, that works. I decided not to get my bivvy out, just put my coat down on the gap because the floor's a bit damp and I can't be bothered to go and wash all the mud off everything. So I think that works. Plenty of room for my feet, and might even be room for a dog. Does the dog want to come in? Are you coming? You coming in? Anybody coming in? Want to come in? Come on then. Oh yes. Not enough room for you. She says not enough room for me, Mummy. We need a bigger tarp if I'm coming with you, she says. She says I like lots of room, don't you? Yeah, thanks, Bray. But anyway, as an emergency bivvy type of thing, when you walk in, if you got caught out at night or in the rain and you needed to shelter, this would work. Could do with pegging down the ones on the inside. If it was windy, it might have blown down by now because I haven't pegged it out very well. This ground's a bit stony, so it makes it awkward for them pegs. Might get some better pegs, but in an emergency, this would work. So I'm quite warm in here, and if I'd got all my hiking clothes on, and my coat, and a reflective one of them reflective blankets down to lay on, so you didn't get the cold from the floor, we'd be okay. So it works in one respect, if not in what I actually wanted it to do, but never mind. So my thoughts on my little experiment was, well, we know it wasn't big enough, but it would do. The second design would keep the rain off me in an emergency, and that's what it's all about. Of course, if I was going to deliberately stay out overnight, I would take my small one-man tent, and we've got a bit bigger two-man tent, and then an even bigger two-man tent. So got plenty of tents to choose from. The idea of the tarp was something small to put in your bag, with either my bivvy bag or the emergency plastic bivvy bag with some emergency blankets, you know, the shiny silver foily ones, which are very lightweight, and you can carry them on a day walk if you're going up. if you're in the Lake District going up some mountains or other in the summer, and if something happened and you couldn't get down, you've got something to shelter in. So if I'm going to buy a new one, hold on, this hill is killing me this afternoon. It's a bit steep. Yeah. I've had a bit of a cold, so, well, everybody keeps giving me colds. I don't really have much of a cold. I think I must keep fighting them all off. So I'm changing the subject slightly. Because my granddaughter gives me colds regular. My daughter's got a really bad one at the minute. My husband's been off work for a week with some sort of bug. So I don't stand a chance of not actually picking them up, but I don't really get full-blown anything, just a bit off it now and again. So anyway, now we're past the steepest bit of this hill. I was saying, if I'm going to buy another tarp and use it to actually wild camp out in, I need it to be, the length wasn't too bad. It was not very wide. It's the width that was letting it down. So if I measure this one that I've got and then look for one that is probably twice or three times the width and just a little bit longer, I think I could do some really good designs for different situations. Because if I'd got the dogs with me, if they'd have come in there with me, really come to lay down with me, there wouldn't have been room for me. So I've nearly always got a dog with me, one if not two. So really I need to protect them as well from the weather. I mean, I don't go walking anywhere serious in the snow, except for like the other day when I went out walking in the snow. I wasn't that far away from main roads and stuff. It looked very wild, but there was lots of people about, and I wasn't that far from a road or a car park actually. If I'd have needed help. So I don't go up things like Scarfell Pike or go to Snowdon or things like that in the winter. They're summer things for me. So I'm getting too old for it really. And my husband's a worrywart, so if he sees this he'll be moaning at me for talking about him, but he does worry. But that's not a bad thing, I suppose. Husbands are supposed to worry about their wives, I suppose. So I don't do anything that would make him worry. So, but I like to be prepared, even though I was never a Girl Guide or anything like that when I was young. I've always been better to carry stuff and not use it than need it and not have it. So I think that's the end of this video for this time. If you can hear what I'm saying, we're puffing and panting up this hill. I don't reckon to puff and pant up this hill. So I think it's getting a bit warm now, even though the wind's quite cool. The sun keeps coming out. Probably got too many clothes on still for going up steep hills. So anyway, stop rambling, and I'll see you next time.